Hi, hello, good morning, friends. My name is Rajiv, and today the topic what we are going to discuss is regarding electric field and charges. So, last class we have already discussed what was electrostatics, and these are the topics which are going to come under the electric field and charges. So, first of all, we are going to learn about what do you mean by electrostatics. So, we have electrostatics is a branch of physics is a branch of physics which deals with the study of charges at rest. Charges at rest is a branch of physics which deals with the study of charges at rest. Now, what do you mean by these charges? Charges are the properties of a matter which creates a electromagnetic field. Charges, once again I will repeat, charges are the properties of a matter which deals or which creates the electromagnetic field. Now, the electromagnetic field, I think almost all the students of grade 12 as well as 11 may be knowing it. So, charges can be positive and negative. We know it, both positive and negative. And they are carried by protons and electrons. So once again I will tell, charges are the properties of matter and they create the electromagnetic field, and they are both positive as well as negative, and they are carried by protons and electrons. Now, when we talk about charges, we should know that the person behind this, or the scientist, a well-known scientist we can say, who has discovered this charge was Coulomb's. You all might have heard his name. His name is Coulomb's. Coulomb's law of charges, what we say, or we tell as Coulomb's force. Why we are mentioning the force means it is a force acting between two charges. The force which acts between two charges. So we term it as Coulomb's law of charges. So today, now here I am going to explain you or derive a small equation related to Coulomb's law of charge. So let us see how we can derive a Coulomb's law. Before that, I would like to tell you what are the different forms, or like how do we express the charges. Charges are expressed or denoted, what we can tell better, are denoted by capital letter Q, and it is denoted, we have small, we can also denote even by small letter q. So capital letter Q denotes the net charge or the total charge, or what we say as the total charge, whereas small q denotes the test charges. Okay. Now, what do you mean by these test charges? They are negligible. These charges are negligible in the field at the point. They are negligible in an electric field at the point. So they are termed as test charges. So in Coulomb's law, we are going to take regarding the test charges. Okay. Now we will see how we are going to implement these test charges and what does the Coulomb's law state. So these topics, once again I would like to refer you one more thing, that electrostatics carries around 13% of the weightage of your marks, and it's one of the important chapters. So you should be very careful while learning these topics, and you should clarify if it is with your teachers or like these online classes. You should clarify what any sort of single doubts, or you should be very well versed with the basics which you have already learnt in 10th, 9th and all. Okay. So let us come back about Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law. sorry. Okay, Coulomb's law. And so regarding Coulomb's law, he stated actually that a force, we all know that the forces are their attraction between the two charges. So here we are going to take the two charges as q1 and q2. This q1 and q2 is supposed to be the test charges, and let F be the force acting between q1 and q2. Now he states like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. That I think you might be knowing from very smaller classes. Like charges repel and unlike charges attract each other. So the force of attraction between them will be directly proportional to the product of the two charges, okay, and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So once again, I will tell you, Coulomb's law states that like charges repel and unlike charges attract each other, and the force of attraction between the two charges q1 and q2 is directly proportional to the product of their charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between these two charges. That means if suppose we are taking a charge q1 over here and a charge q2 over here. So this is the center force of attraction. So the distance over here and the distance over here. So it is the square of the distance between these two charges. Okay. So we have F directly proportional to q1, q2 by r square. And I used to tell my students that wherever we are putting this proportionality sign in physics, we used to have a constant. So in this case, regarding Coulomb's law, the constants which we are going to use over here is, I'm just carrying it up, okay, is F is equal to k q1 q2 by r square. K is the constant over here, and K is known as a dielectric constant. It is known as the dielectric constants, or else we have another term also as the specific inductive capacity. Specific inductive capacity, and K is also known as epsilon r. This is termed as epsilon r, and it is known as the relative permittivity. It is known as relative permittivity. So please do remember, don't get confused. The constant which we are using in the Coulomb's law is K, the letter K, and K is known as a dielectric constant, or else it also is termed as epsilon r, and epsilon r means relative permittivity. Okay. So now, deriving the equation, we have F is equal to K q1 q2 by r square, and instead of q1 and q2 we can term it as q. So we can write K q by r square. So this is termed as Coulomb's law of charge. Now this K has got a definite value, that is K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, and which is equal to a value of 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per coulomb. So we have K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, which is equal to a value of 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per coulomb. And we can apply this value while you are substituting for the numericals related to the Coulomb's law. Okay, and I hope that you have understood this topic. So once again we will revise it. So today the topic which we have dealt with, it was regarding electric field and charges, a small topic under that. And the last class I have already said what do you mean by an electrostatics. It is a branch of physics which deals with the charges at rest. Then we have discussed what is a charge, and we know charge is the property of a matter which creates an electromagnetic field, and these charges are positive and negative, and positive and negative charges are carried as well by protons and electrons. Fine. Then we came to the discovery of charge, or the law of charge, and it was done by the Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law is a famous scientist, and he described that like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract, and the force of attraction between the two charges is directly proportional to the product of the charge and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So here we have taken the two test charges, and what are test charges? They are negligible at the point in an electric field, and they are denoted by small q. So here we are considering two test charges, q1 and q2, and the force of attraction F between the two charges, which is directly proportional to q1 and q2, means the product of their charge, and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them, which we have said as F directly proportional q1 q2 by r square. So coming from there, we related equation by removing the constant of proportionality sign with a letter K, which is known as the Coulomb's constant. Okay, and we have applied K over there, and now the equation is F is equal to K into Q1 Q2 by R square, where K denotes the dielectric constant, or it is also known as the absolute, R, or it is called as a relative permittivity in free space. Okay, then we have seen the value of K. K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, that is absolute permeability in free space, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, and which has got a value of 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per coulomb. Okay, sorry, Coulomb square. Now we have got this value, and now whenever you are going to do any sort of numericals related to the Coulomb's law, you have to apply this value. So be sure that you are learning the basics very well, and then only you are going for the learning process, because basics are most important while you are in class 12, and you should be well versed with all this. Okay, so today's session I'm just winding up, and hope you all will find it suitable. So if you like, please do subscribe, and you can click on the bell. Fine, thank you. So stay home, stay safe. Bye.